Welcome to the Fuzzy Finger Reviews with Marvin and Crusty Cornelia. This week we're going to review the movie called Afraid. This is the first movie that Crusty Cornelia and I went and saw together. It was a pretty interesting experience. Yeah, how did you enjoy going to the movies with me, Crusty Cornelia?
Oh, that was an experience there, Marvin. I enjoyed sitting next to such a hunky man. Har, 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 har.
Thank you, and I appreciate you helping me up and down the stairs in the theater too. The movie Afraid, it's about the Curtis family. They're selected to test this new automated AI home device. The device can anticipate all the family's needs, but the device named Aya makes sure nothing and no one gets in her family's way. It was released in 2024. It was rated PG-13 and will run you about an hour and a half long. Crusty Cornelia, what is your quick take on the movie Afraid?
Well, batten down them hatches. This one do be a light thriller, a second-rate scare, even for Crusty Cornelia. The plot, it were predictable, just about how I'd imagined it to be. However, some of the actors did a jolly good job with them parts. The ending reveal did disappoint me, and overall, I'd give it 2 fuzzy fingers. For folks to watch with nothing better to do, who might want to understand more how we are being watched all the time. What did you think there, Marvin?
Crusty Cornelia, I didn't know much about this movie going in, but I will say it was on the good end of a Blumhouse horror movie. I would say this is a mild horror film that most people can handle. I gave it 2 fuzzy fingers as well.
We agree!
Yeah, I really liked the lead actor in this, John Cho. I've seen him in some of his popular movies that he's done and in a couple series or two. I think he did great as the main lead. He was very believable as the father. Most of the other cast members were unknown to me, but they did pretty good as well. Even the kids were believable in their roles. What did you think about the acting in this one?
Shiver me timbers, me thought the cast was strange. With all the different people and parts and stuff, there were some odd characters, to be sure, doing some odd things. Some of the actors overacted a little bit, but most of them did a bang-up job. Garr! Always specially took a liking to the acting of the children. And I liked the Cho guy as well. He was a good in his role. But be warned there, mateys, there do be some mighty strange characters walking the streets of this thar movie. Arg! I be saying here and now, I do not like thriller or horror movies. I be seeing too much of that scary stuff sailing the 7 seas. But blow me down, me thought I'd give this here movie, Afraid, a chance because of the AI taking over the world be keeping me up at nights. Think me the plot was an odd one, it were. And not wanting to give away spoilers, I'd say it could have been a little bit better written. It just don't seem realistic for a family would give up their privacy to be analyzed by t'others without jumping ship and heading for the hills when they do be threatened. And I especially didn't like the final reveal in the plot. 'Twere a letdown, to be sure. What you be thinking about that there, Marvin?
I thought this was a fun and inventive script that had a few good turns that kept your interest. There was good and believable conflicts. Some parts were borrowed from other movies, but you're not going to this movie for life-shattering experience. It's just a fun, light, thriller horror movie. This movie, to fit the theme, it was a dark movie. The CGI was purposeful, and it fit or exceeded my expectations. Again, for a Blumhouse movie, I don't know if or Blumhouse, sorry, or whatever. I don't know if you're familiar with those, Crusty Cornelia, but they do a lot of horror movies. What did you think about how this movie was shot?
'Twas a low-budget movie, to be sure, with not too many sets. But I do be thinking, me hearties, they did a good job at keeping us focused where they do be wanting our attention. Arg.
Yeah.
Freud's tone was light and bright. No evil to be seen here at the beginning and bleak and dark at the ending. So yes, I enjoyed the cinematography. Now, the music and sound was nothing for me to note there. Marvin, me lad, what about ye?
I don't even know if there was music. I mean, in a way, that's a good thing. I mean, you hope music plays a part or sound plays a part, and there was like no bad parts of sound in this. No bad music or bad sound effects, but it also wasn't very noticeable. This was a Blumhouse movie, and I looked up the director to see if they've done anything before. And interestingly enough, they've done some movies that I've heard about. They've directed the Golden Compass, which Crusty Cornelia might know a little bit about because it's a compass. and then also they did the American Pie movie. So those are some kind of more well-known movies that this director's done, which is interesting. Crusty Cornelia, something I'm always concerned about is any like political correctness thrown in, shoehorned into a movie. There was a little bit thrown into this movie, and I shook my head when it came up. It was nothing that will ruin your experience. But along those lines, there was some unsavory behavior from kids. I personally would not let a young teenager watch this without a good talk about appropriate behavior. Anything in that line stand out to you, Crusty Cornelia?
To be sure, there were nudity, cussing, and killing in this here movie. So beware, beware, beware.
Yeah, exactly. My final take on this one is, if you want to watch a light horror movie with your main squeeze on a Friday night, cuddle up on the couch, then this one is a good one to pick. Just make sure the little kids are in bed and you locked your doors.
Har, 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 har. It was fun to watch with ye, Marvin. Har, 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 har. Marvin, me good fellow, this here movie of Freud might be liked by those who worry about AI taking over the world. But even though it be worrying me a bit, we were a bit disappointed by a Freud. It be very predictable, and the main thriller plot reveal was sort of silly to me. It just weren't thriller enough for even me, and I don't like scary thrillers. Tis one could be skipped and not missed, but like ye said, if ye want a light thriller, it would be fun to watch with somebody, a man and a woman together. Har, 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 har. Oh, it was fun, wasn't it, Marvin? Good times.
Yeah.
Well, blimey, me hearties, our time's up here. We'd be loving to read if you agree with our reviews in the comments. And listen up, arg, be sure to subscribe down below for more swashbuckling reviews from Marvin, me mate, and me, little old Crusty Cornelia. Hoist the mainsails and away we go. Yo ho ho.
Bye, everybody.